The medical bay's alarm shrieked through the corridors of the celestial horizon, sending waves of panic through the multi-species crew. Aliana burst through the door, her emergency kit clutched against her chest, breathing hard from her sprint across 3 decks. "Nox," she shouted, her eyes wild with fear. "Where is he?" The Vrexian navigator pointed a trembling claw toward the observation deck. He consumed the Carothian fruit. 2 of them! We tried to stop him, but Aliana didn't wait to hear more. She bolted down the corridor, her mind racing through the symptoms of Carothian apple poisoning. Paralysis within minutes, respiratory failure within 10, death within 15. The fruit was so toxic that most species in the galaxy used it as a pesticide. 1 bite could kill a fully grown Thraxian warrior. She found Nox in the observation deck, sitting cross-legged on the floor with a spectacular view of the nebula beyond. In his hand was a 3rd Carothian apple, its distinctive crimson skin with golden veins unmistakable. He was taking another bite. "Nox, no," Aliana screamed, sliding to her knees beside him. She grabbed his wrist, but he'd already swallowed. "Spit it out. Spit it out now." Nox looked at her with confusion, his brown eyes blinking slowly. "Aliana? What's wrong?" "What's wrong?" She fumbled with her medical kit, her hands shaking so badly she nearly dropped the antidote vial. "You just ate 3 Carothian death apples. Hold still, I need to administer the counteragent immediately." Nox glanced at the partially eaten fruit in his hand, then back at Aliana. "Death apples, these?" He held up the crimson fruit. "These are delicious. Where did the crew get them?" "Delicious?" Aliana stared at him, the antidote syringe hovering in midair. "Nox, those fruits contain enough cyanogenic glycosides to kill 30 Vrexians. Your respiratory system should be shutting down right now." "Cyanogenic what?" Nox took another bite, the crisp crunch echoing in the quiet observation deck. Juice dribbled down his chin. "Allie, seriously, you need to try these. They taste like a mix between a peach and a mango with a hint of almond." "The almond taste is the poison." Aliana checked her scanner frantically, running it over Nox's body. The readings made no sense. His vitals were perfect, better than perfect, actually. His heart rate was steady, oxygen saturation at 100%, and his pupils were responding normally. "This can't be right." By now, half the bridge crew had gathered at the observation deck entrance, watching the scene unfold with morbid fascination. Captain Zorith, a massive Krell with scales that shimmered blue under stress, pushed through the crowd. "Is the human dying?" the captain demanded, his translator struggling with his agitated clicking. "He should be," Aliana muttered, running the scanner again. "But he's not. He's completely fine." She looked up at Nox with a mixture of relief and exasperation. "How are you not dead?" Nox shrugged and took another bite. "I don't know what to tell you, Allie. These are just apples." He paused, considering. "Well, alien apples, I guess. But still just apples, just apples." A thin, reedy voice came from the back of the crowd. Dr. Zilenth, the ship's xenobiologist, pushed forward, his multifaceted eyes gleaming with scientific curiosity. "Human Nox, you are aware that the Carothian apple contains approximately 400 milligrams of hydrogen cyanide per fruit?" "Cyanide?" Nox raised an eyebrow. "Huh, that explains the almond flavor." He took another bite. The crowd gasped collectively. One Vrexian fainted. "Somebody stop him." Captain Zorith roared. "Wait!" Dr. Zilenth held up a chitinous hand, his voice rising with excitement. "Let him continue. I must document this. Human Nox, how many of these fruits have you consumed?" Nox thought for a moment. "This is my 3rd today, but I had 4 yesterday and 5 the day before. The cargo bay has a whole container of them. I thought someone bought them as a treat for the crew." "A treat?" The captain's scales had turned a pale shade of blue that indicated shock. "Those were confiscated weapons-grade poison meant for disposal." "Oh." Nox looked at the half-eaten apple in his hand. "That's awkward." Dr. Zilenth was scribbling notes furiously on his datapad. "Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Human Nox, do you feel any effects at all? Numbness, dizziness, mild tingling?" "I mean, I've got a bit of a sugar rush," Nox admitted. "These things are pretty sweet. But other than that, I feel great." Aliana finally lowered her antidote syringe, her medical training warring with the impossible reality before her. "Nox, you've ingested enough cyanide to wipe out a small colony. Your body should be in complete systemic failure." "Well, it's not." Nox stood up, brushing crumbs from his uniform. "Humans can process small amounts of cyanide, right?" I remember reading something about that. Small amounts, yes, Dr. Zillenth interjected, his voice trembling with academic fervor. Humans possess an enzyme called rhodinase that converts cyanide to thiocyanate, which is then excreted. But the amount you've consumed should overwhelm that system thousands of times over. Knox shrugged again. I guess humans are just built different. That phrase would echo through the celestial horizon for months to come. It would appear in Dr. Zillenth's research paper titled, Impossible Toxin Resistance in Homo sapiens. A case study. It would be whispered, in scared tones by crew members who watched Knox eat what they considered deadly poison, with the casual indifference of someone snacking on chips. Captain Zoreth mandated that all items classified as dangerous to sentient life be clearly labeled with the addendum,
May not apply to humans.
Consult human Knox before disposal. Aliana packed away her unused antidote with shaking hands. She'd been a medic for 7 years, trained to handle every species in the galactic community. But humans were something else entirely. Next time, she said firmly, pointing at Knox, check with me before eating random fruit from the cargo bay. Knox grinned and took a final bite of his death apple. Sure thing, Allie. Hey, are those purple mushrooms in storage bay 3 edible? Aliana's eye twitched. Those are xanthorian nerve toxin fungi. They cause instant paralysis and organ liquefaction. So, is that a no? That's a no, Knox. That's a very definite no. As the crowd dispersed, still murmuring in shock, Knox looked out at the swirling nebula beyond the viewport, contentedly finishing his snack. Somewhere in the galaxy, humanity's reputation as the universe's most terrifyingly durable species grew just a little bit stronger. And in the cargo bay, a crate of death apples remained, now with a handwritten sign, Knox's snacks do not dispose.